Hi, my name is Joanie Eisinger. Welcome to my channel. If you're interested in finding out more about me, please go to my website, jonieswhitelighealing.com. You'll find out, I think, almost everything that you need to know about how I became able to do this. And if you go to the description box below this video, you'll see the disclaimer. Please see your healthcare and mental health care professional. I do not claim to heal or cure. This is for entertainment purposes only. You could find me on LinkedIn. You could find me on SoundCloud. You can find me on Facebook. If you'd like to friend me on Facebook, please send me a message and tell me how you found me, because I don't friend strangers. And I have a fan page on Facebook. It's Joanie's White Light Healing. And please like that page. It'll help support the cause. So the reason why I do this, I am a light worker and I just can't help myself. We call this that light worker sense of urgency. So I come in and I believe that I'm here to assist folks regarding the awakening. I can help clarify, validate, support, and educate and offer information that you might have inside, but you might need an outside person to bring in information for you that will help you gain a better understanding of why you're here and what's going on in your life. So I asked Spirit, okay, is it time? Is it time for me to talk about addictions? And today's the day. So today is February 6th, 2020. There's no time stamp on this. So if you watch it another day, another week, month, year, Spirit knew who was going to be tuning in. So this information that's going to be coming in is timeless. Take what resonates, shelve the rest. You never know when the information might apply. So I brainstormed regarding the types of addictions that I felt needed to be discussed here on my YouTube channel. I came up with 8 separate videos. So I'm going to have an 8-part series devoted to addictions. I could have had this be one broad video for the collective all about every addiction that exists. I decided to do the brainstorming and come up with 8 separate ones. Now, after I post all 8, if there are any other addictions that you believe I have not covered and need to cover, please put that in the comments section below any video, and I'll take that into consideration and see how I can formulate a bunch more into a video or videos. So I'm going to look at my notes. Today, I'm going to be discussing alcohol dependence and abuse, illegal drug dependence and abuse, and legal prescription dependence and abuse, if people can even get to go from abusing to dependence, because it's pretty hard to just keep with the abuse. Dependence kicks in very quickly. So to give a little bit of background, I was an LCSW in New York City for 10 years, and I did individual and group therapy in 2 respective day treatment programs. And the first one that I was in was a drug and alcohol day treatment program, where I provided individual and group therapy for addicts and alcoholics. So with that, I believe I do have quite a bit of experience in this area. Again, I do not claim to be curing and healing. I am not going under the licensure of LCSW. I'm no longer in New York. I'm in central New Jersey. I am a psychic and a healer. Please see your drug and alcohol counselor, speak with your sponsor, make a meeting, and have a session with a therapist if you so need that. Go for detox, rehab, whatever you need to do. I am coming from the cosmic end, the spiritual end, regarding the etiology of addictions. With that being said, first I'm going to address alcohol. Okay. Now, from the literature that I have read, I learned that alcohol back in ancient times was different from what it is today, that it was pure, it wasn't adulterated with chemicals and sulfites, and the purposes were of a ritual nature, and the alcohol was holy, and that what we now have today is something very, very different. So there is more of a casual nature to alcohol, and it does not appear to be sacred in the way that it used to be. Also, from the information that I have gathered, is that alcohol, along with other drugs, thin one's aura, that is the protective shield around their body. It's outside of their body. It thins their aura, and it makes one susceptible for negative energies to enter. So use at your discretion. So if you feel that you're not operating on your own behalf anymore, it might be that you have negative energies that have entered you. I suggest seeing the YouTube video that I made regarding negative energy release. Okay. Going back to those of you who have an issue with alcohol, you could be abusing it, which means that you have not become dependent on it, but you are abusing it, and it's where you might be blacking out, you might think about it a lot, you might be spending more money than you expected to on it, and that it's causing a cramp in your style. If you would like to know the difference between alcohol abuse and dependence, you could find all of that online. You could go to Alcoholics Anonymous online and find out, and you could also Google that. The diagnostic manual, the DSM, I think it might be 5, the DSM Roman numeral 5 would also give you a description, a breakdown of the difference between alcohol abuse and dependence. Okay. Now, with more being said, there are souls that pre-birth plan to be dependent, to abuse alcohol. And we could say that for all the addictions. Pre-birth planning could be the reason why you are here today. You could be in recovery, you might be half in, half out, or you might not be at all. Whatever the case, before incarnating, you might have chosen with your spirit guides and other members of your soul group to choose this experience. Why would a person choose to have this possible love-hate relationship with a drink? It could be karma. It could be that you had this issue in another lifetime and you went to your passing blaming yourself and other, and you incurred karma and you needed to come back again, do it again with another story, but where the alcohol is the main focus, to then balance out karma and get help, and also to forgive yourself and other. Could also be that you were providing the liquor for someone else, and that you got someone hammered, that you created a dependency with someone else, and therefore you were playing in the dark, and you went to your passing having crossed another soul that way, and now you're going to be learning by opposites by getting a taste, no pun intended, of what you dished out. You could be being of service. You could be a soul that got that down pat, and it's possible that you chose to do this for the sake of other. That there are others in your midst who need to have life lessons learned along with your kicking it. So they could also grow as souls. Maybe they need to go to Al-Anon. Maybe they also have drinking issues. Maybe they need to gather up strength and say no, or assert themselves to you and do an intervention with you. So when you might be being of service. Whatever the case, even if you're being of service, you might be hearing me say, oh, good, I'm off the hook. I don't have to stop. No, that's not the case. Spirit doesn't want people to be dependent on anything. So if you find yourself dependent on anything, the goal is to unhook yourself from anything that you find that you must have. Okay. And also regarding negative energies, it's possible that you might have pre-birth planned, you might have had the negative energy issue going on, and that you were going to be coming in knowing that it could be hexes, curse spells, some negative stuff that you had attached to you elsewhere, and you were going to bring that in. And then you might have had a few sips, and the spirits or whatever the script, the negative script was, might have drawn you straight into that abuse and dependence scenario. And if that's the case, again, go back to that YouTube regarding the removal, the negative energy release. And I strongly suggest that you do that work. Okay. I'll even say, before I even go in regarding what I get for the collective here, I would say if you find that if you feel that you have a problem, go to a meeting, find your nearest Alcoholics Anonymous meeting and walk in. Just do it. That's what I highly suggest. And if you need to go to a detox or rehab, just go to your local ER and just say, hey, I need help. I don't know what to do. So that's the first thing that I would say right off. I do not believe that by watching this video that this is going to have you stop. I don't believe so, but if there's a miracle that happens, hallelujah. Okay, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to be channeling for the ones that will be watching this regarding alcohol and whether it was pre-birth planned or whether it was post-incarnation free will choice. If you didn't pre-birth plan for this to happen, then it means that you made choices that led you down this path to where you are today. Whatever the case, you have soul growth opportunity, whether it was planned or not planned. You are here today in this moment in the now for you to make decisions about which way you'd like to go. And Spirit wants people to clean up their act so they can work on their soul contracts. What else? What other dreams they wish to fulfill without being dependent on a substance that hooks them in and keeps them away from what they would like to manifest. Okay, Joanie's going to move her spirit aside and go in regarding the alcohol. I am seeing several people here that were in families where usually it was a mother, quite a brutal mother, but there were some fathers around where they told you to shut up and, or your mouth, clean up your act, your mouth. And I see a lot of suffering. And as a result of the parents berating you, you drank. There's a lot of, there were parents that said things that were mean and it was all about the mouth. It's very interesting because the alcohol is the oral fixation. So you've got the parents that are telling you to shut up, clean up your act, you nasty one, name calling like you bitch, you fuck. And then also I'm seeing parents after they're, mind you, to pick and choose as to what relates with your particular story. But I also see, then I see parents having a stiff drink. So they're telling you to shut up, be quiet and close your mouth, but they're opening their mouths and they're pouring a toxic substance down to shut themselves up. So they could dish it. You can't say a word. And then they shut themselves up and calm themselves down until the next time that they belittle you. And they chill. I feel like you watched your parents chill by substances, yet they were nasty to you and they said that you were nasty. And so you were in a double bind. You couldn't say anything because you had to shut up. These were your parents that took care of you. So it's not quite a smart thing because you could get kicked out on your ass and then you don't have a place to live, etc. And then they're role modeling how to be still, how to chill and be still. And then you started. So some started way young. I see some elementary school, middle school, and then high school. Definitely there's a lot more. There's a surge in the high school, but I see some elementary, and then I'm seeing the energy build up more so in middle school, but then a lot in high school. So for those of you that are watching, have a sip of water now. I always say to have a sip of water because Spirit might come in and ask that. It helps flush negative energies through the physical body. I'm going to see what else Spirit says. We're going to do the forgiveness work after. Let's see what Spirit says now. Then I get there's another person who's saying, you're too small, you're too big, you're too large, you're too this, you're too that, you're too this. Giving the message that you're not perfect, that there's something wrong with you. You're too tall, you're too short, you're too big, you're too this, you're too that. And if when you watch this video you cry, it's okay. You need to, and it's very important to do that. I see hands shaking. I see someone taking care of a grandmother, perhaps, with a shaky hand, and you kept supplying this feeble soul drinks. Give me a drink, get that drink. Come over here and sit with me. Pour me a drink. You supplied alcohol to someone who was suffering, and then you thought that maybe if you got tanked, it would feel good, and that worked. And then you found yourself in a very stiff situation. There's someone here that was catapulted to fame. Someone became very well known. And that alcohol was part of the gang. It was in the mix. And that you didn't know what to do. So if you had a little bit, then it would appear fine, but then you got used to it. And then your body got used to it. It was part of the draw. It was part of the excitement, was that there would be fluids around. And I see you were with a gaggle of people, and got really difficult. There is help for you. There is always help for us all. And I believe that you do know what to do. Yeah. You're very strong. There are many mothers who repeated things. I'm getting that there are a lot of parents that are saying things. Try, just try. Can't you just do this? Well, wouldn't you just try? I'd really like for you to try. There's something with the word try. And it is blasphemous to some of you. It's like, shut up. I'm feeling a nagginess. I'm feeling a pushiness. And I do see alcohol involved. You want this all to go away. The memories, and I see some of you having guilt as a result of your even remembering this. It's okay. You're allowed to remember, and you're allowed to be angry, and you're allowed to be sad. Feelings aren't facts, as they say in the rooms. They just come through us. They're emotions to be felt and released, and you're allowed to own them. They don't own you. They're fleeting. They go away. But you do need to identify them and feel them first. So there are a lot of mothers. Now I see a lot of forcing. I see people forced into situations, family functions, sitting around the table, passing a bottle. I see some gin. I see tonic. I see water and lemon, and then people are throwing dashes of things in. I see rum. And I see a whole bunch of family gatherings where people are just passing shit around. And you got caught up in that. That's very, very common. I'm seeing people are having difficulty. There's a lot of conformity, that people in their suffering got in groups where there were other sufferers. And as a result, they went out and got tanked. And then y'all were like a bunch. It was just like a bunch of suffering people. And that no one was moving, no one was getting anywhere, that it just became a blob, a mess of pain, and that some of you found yourselves in those situations. I do see some heroin and some cocaine mixed in with some of the alcohol use. So we're about to get into that mixing, the polysubstances. The harder drugs came about, that you were offered more, and that some of you went further, that it felt good to you, and that you were anesthetizing yourself from whatever you couldn't handle. You were given messages you weren't strong. You were given messages that you couldn't handle things, or you weren't perfect, or you could do better. Why don't you just try? That where you were wasn't good enough. that you are half, not whole. I believe that when we come into a lifetime, we are whole, and that due to circumstances, we get separated from parts of ourselves, and then we believe that we are broken and messed and fucked. But I believe that there is a way to fill these holes with healing, all different modalities, and the understanding that we're very brave souls to come here, and that we like the challenge, and that we like repair work. Many people choose to anesthetize themselves with alcohol and drugs because they don't want to feel the discomfort. But in fact, we like it here, folks, and that we want to experience the pain so we could move up the Tetris ladder, that we can move further on in our spiritual development. That's what this is all about in Earth School. Let's get rid of karma. That's the unforgiveness towards self and other. You might be blaming yourself right now. You might be blaming other right now for where you are today, where you've been and where you are today. And this would also clear up other lifetimes regarding alcohol abuse and dependence, where you're incarnated and you're having similar challenges. So here we go. Across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations, we ball up all the lifetimes where there's alcohol abuse and dependence. And you say inside, I forgive myself. So the first thing I got was silence. And then I got some of you are just cutting cords. And I see initiations. I see some regret. I see some have behaviors that you need to address where you stall the process of moving forward. Ask yourselves, how do I stall myself? What do I need to do to move on? How can I release what does not serve me so I can move forward? You don't have to stall. Any day is a new day. You start today. Next step, forgive everyone and everything. Good. Some of you are on a plot to heal. That's what I got. You're plotting to heal. Good. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I have unforgiveness towards you. There's love coming, a lot of love. Help's coming. Help arrives. Many of you are going to have assistance. Many of you are going to find yourselves in situations where there's some deed that's done and you're fine. Get yourself help and watch miracles happen. You have to start the process. Last step. Thank God for these life lessons. And that could be your higher power. That could be source, spirit, creator, the I am presence, the divine mother, father, God. However you envision the infinite intelligence, that is all of us. Have a sip of water. Sip between now and when you go to sleep. You might feel a little strange, a little bit weary, a little tired. I see some of you a little bit sweaty. You might need to take a bath. Some of you will definitely need to go out and run, walk. Also, I see a little bit of tearfulness, and that's okay. Carry some tissues with you. And I do not suggest drinking. Slow down your pace. You're going fast. Slow it down. Ratchet it back. You're speeding, and you know who you are. Get help if you need it. See a therapist. Talk to a sponsor. You possibly might have a mental health issue where you need to discuss your head not working so well, and that the alcohol is, in fact, anesthetizing other symptoms. Now I'm going to address illegal drugs. We're going to cover the few that I know: heroin, cocaine, crack, methamphetamine, huffing of all types. Might call that legal. Huffing, we'll throw that in the legal category, but that's still, I don't know what we'll put it in, but I had to say huffing. That's the inhalant abuse. Designer drugs, and there might be more, but I'm blanking out, folks, so you could throw them out at the screen and then my higher self will know. But you know, all illegal drugs. They just gave it to me, performance drugs. So they want me to say steroid abuse and any others. Amphetamines, downers, LSD, shrooms. Okay. If you find that you have an issue with this, and also this video is this is for your knowledge regarding loved ones, please pass this video on to folks that you believe need to see this. If you're involved with illegal drugs, or legal but you're abusing them, possibly dependent, listen up. Going in regarding your story. So the first word I get is cowering. A lot of you are like this. You're holding your heads down and you're cowering. Could be unworthiness, could be fear. That's my phone that I didn't turn off. So I always say that when there's ringing, that means truth. So if you hear a doorbell ring, the phone go off, a ding anywhere, even a door open, ding, think of the last thing that you said or did, or that someone said, and that's the universe coming in and saying truth. So I said cowering. So regarding this, someone definitely is in that cowering state. Unworthy, fearful. Some people have been beaten. Some people developed anxiety. This is before the use began. Some people were told to go to hell. Some people were told to get lost, go away. People here that are watching, some people have abandonment issues, suicidal ideation. So my phone just dinged when I said suicidal issues. Again, get help. If you have a drug problem, go to your mental health counselor, go to an ER, go to a meeting, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, find help. I'm going back in regarding why. I see a lot of shame. I also see some of you have done things that you regret, and you're using this over and over in your head. I'm done. I'm done. Like I'm done in. I'm done. I'm baked. I'm shit out of luck. I'm done. Have a sip of water. There's a lot of cruelty. I see someone was hit in the face. Someone was made fun of for having buck teeth. Someone has had depression and they need the sunshine. and they have difficulty in colder weather. They might have seasonal affective disorder, and that they're using drugs to boost themselves, to boost their mood. Someone's cocaine use kept them lively and they felt stupid and foolish. So when they got the hits of cocaine, they were feeling better, that they were more extroverted, but that got them crazy. And they could no longer tolerate that manic-y, hyper attitude. And then there was a crash. See, many of you need sunshine. Many of you need to get out. A lot of you are avoiding people, and that you need to be in nature and be where there's sunshine. So on sunny days, get the heck outside and just sit somewhere. Go to a park, sit outside, sit on a bench, sit on a curb. Just go. And if it's too cold or rainy and it's sunny one day, well, rainy and sunny, if there's sun and you can't go outside, go to the room somewhere where there's sun pouring in through a window and just sit and close your eyes and have the sun come on you. You could also use intention and ask for sunshine to permeate your soul. I'm going to see if there's more regarding the drugs. There's a bunch of you that pre-birth planned to be drug addicts. Give it to me. That's what I hear you're saying in pre-birth planning. Give it to me. Let's see what you wanted. Learn that lesson. What are the lessons that folks want? What do you want? A lot of you in different lifetimes did not take care of yourselves, and that you neglected yourselves, and that you put yourself in a real shitty situation here, real tough, like you up the ante. And by feeling so low, so messed up, it forces you to choose like the angel or the devil, and you want the angel. And then you'll up the ante and you'll heal. You'll feel better. You'll give yourself worth, acknowledgement that you are loved, that you are better than a piece of shit, which is truth, because we're all love bugs. And you'll do something about what you haven't done elsewhere. That's what a lot of you have chosen. I'm going to fight. I'm going to battle. I'm going to win. I see myself. I know my worth. I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. I will love all that is I, and that will help clear a lot of negativity elsewhere. So let's clear karma, where in other lifetimes you neglected yourself, you didn't see your worth, you abandoned yourself, you got real messed up, and that you chose to do this here so you would stop and see how powerful you are a day at a time, and how clear you could be without substances, and how you could stop neglecting and abandoning yourself and start treating yourself with grace. Across time and space, forwards and backwards, across all generations, any karma that was just mentioned, forgive yourself. Forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness and thank God for these life lessons. So some of you got tanked recently, really messed up. There are angels that talk to you, so it's a matter of getting help. They're saying just go, get help, go, get help, go, get help. No judgment, just go, get help. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Y'all are tender. There's a lot of suffering. You need friends. You feel strange and weak. Go into the rooms of recovery, get a therapist, get the help you need. If you need detox, do this. Take it a day at a time. I'll see if there's anything more that has to be said regarding illegal drugs. They want me to do a healing on your bodies. So for those of you who are addicted to drugs, and we'll throw in those who are addicted to alcohol, and we'll also throw in those who are addicted to prescription drugs, they want me to do a healing on your bodies. I'm putting out the intention, this is not too powerful a release, that this is just right, that for each of you, what is released is like a time release, so that it's gradual and it's not too sudden, and that your guides know exactly how to do this for you, for your respective bodies. So I'm going to go in, and only the highest of Christ light work with me, and I'm going to be working on your bodies to assist. Okay, here we go. Great piles of information that are all over you. I see like wrapped bundles of papers stacked, and then they're bound. They're just going towards you. It's all information. That's metaphor. A lot of information going your way. Frequencies, a lot of information. And you're separating out what you need and what you don't. Taking a look at the information, going, that's interesting. And others, that doesn't apply. And others, yep, throwing that out. Don't need that, but this I do. This I do. So the information is it's like magnetic. It's like it goes zoop, and it hits you and just sticks right all over you. It's great. Whatever's needed, you're getting supplied with tons of information. I see happy. Happy comes in. There's a lot of whispering. There's a lot of pss, 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 a lot of chatting. There are darker energies that are coming up. They're leaving. We're removing things that don't belong. We're taking out negative energies that have been keeping you from what you need to do. I see heart strength. I see love. It feels great. There's repair work being done. Souls are getting certain types of remedies. Each one gets their own remedy that's just made for them. A lot of angelic work. It's gorgeous. So for some of you, there's like a spike in knowledge. So as a result of the information that was just offered to you, a lot of you just went whoop, got a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, spike in knowledge. Good. There are many, many souls here that are determined to feel better. Their higher selves are rooting for you here in the third dimension. Your better half, your higher self, is so in concordance with this. And if you beat yourself up, you don't have to do that anymore. It's your choice, but you don't have to. I see some of you, it's as if you're sitting in a meadow and there are blades of grass underneath you when you crisscross your legs, and the blades of grass are underneath your crossed legs. And you feel the earth. There's such a tenderness, such bounty, and you're being held by Mother Earth. You're being supported. Some of you need to go to the ocean and rest there, sit by a lake or an ocean, Be on the shore, be at a beach, be by a lake. Many of you need sun. Mother Earth supports you. Okay, now I'm going to address prescription drug abuse and dependence. So many of you have had issues regarding surgery and post-op pain situations, breaks, falls, and you find yourself or found yourself hooked. The abuse usually leads to dependence. If you find that you have a problem, see your physician as soon as possible. Go to an ER, get help immediately. There is room for you in the rooms of recovery, and I know that you can get help. I'm going in regarding why someone would have prescription drug dependence. Not in terms of the regular, oh, well, I just took too much of it. I'm talking at the spiritual level, folks. Cosmic Joanie's here. Going in. Despair. A lot of people are saying, I can't take it anymore. So if I just pop a pill, I'll feel better. Some people find their surroundings noxious, that it's just overwhelmingly negative. I see someone betrayed someone and they can't get over it, and then they're shooting something, they're putting something in their body. And then I see I can't get out of it. So there are people that were in situations they couldn't get out of, and then now, almost like a parallel, they started abusing prescription drugs and they can't get out of that. So it all started because they felt they couldn't get out of something else. Now it's double. Now you can't get out of two things. Well, it's always suggested you need to stop what you're abusing and what you're dependent on first. And then it makes it easier for you to even consider if you could get out of something else, because there's another problem now that has to be addressed. And that the first problem is always the drug use, drug and alcohol situation. So when you find yourself in a situation that you can't get out of, or you feel that you can't get out of, you need to, first of all, do reality testing. Do you really? Is it so? Is this really so you really can't get out of it? Really? Most people can get out of situations, but if you can't, the next part of it is, really? Prescription drug dependence, that's going to help my situation? It never does if you find that you can't get out of it. So I always recommend seeing a mental health care professional to do reality testing regarding situations that you find unbearable and where the walls are closing in, or you find that you're a prisoner. And if you cannot get out of that situation with the assistance of a mental health counselor, how can you cope? Going back in regarding the I'm doomed, I can't get out of here, I'm stuck, I'm hooked, I'm in, and now you find that you're in with the drugs. Let's see if there are more situations why people are in. Again, there's someone who was catapulted to fame. They became known, and that it was too much. And I see someone absorbed a lot of energy from someone else, that it was like they were going on the road and then they started to take off. And they were seen by many, many people. And that as a result of this, just like, it was like one shot. I don't know. I feel one shot. So there's my phone going ding. So it could be doping up, could be steroids. It could be just, I see a shot. I don't know. It's either a swig or it's a pill, but there's something that made it bearable to be around other people, and that you were absorbing someone's energy. It is possible to be famous. It is possible to be well known and be chill without a substance. It is. There are ways to do it. There are techniques, energetic and cognitive. So you can use intention, and there are spiritual ways of doing it. There are affirmations, ways of getting centered, knowing where you end and someone else begins. It is possible. You might not have known, and that's okay, because we're winging it here. We do the best we can. Going back in. I see someone committed a crime and that they were hurt and they were jailed, and that as a result, they just got hooked. Something went on, and I feel like there was an ankle. Something happened with a trip and a fall, and I think it's a left ankle. There was a break, and I see painkillers. Running and then falling and tripping. Getting involved with the law, but getting hooked on drugs. Have you forgiven yourself? It's very important for you to forgive yourself and forgive other. I recommend that for everyone regarding all issues. If you have unforgiveness towards self and other, you can forgive them without there we go, there's the ding for truth, without their being in the room or on the phone or even being alive. You just put it out there. I forgive myself. I forgive you. Let's do some karmic work, some forgiveness work regarding prescription drug use. For those of you who have karma regarding prescription drug use, where you've been in situations where you anesthetized yourself, or you found yourself in painful situations, whether it be emotional or physical, and you got hooked. We ball up all those lifetimes across time and space, forwards and backwards, across all generations. And we ball them all up, and you say inside, I forgive myself. Good. There you go. Have a sip of water. Some of you are wearing green, and that works. So when you wear green, it helps. Just so you know, green is the heart chakra color. Helps regarding healing, love towards self and love towards other. Next step, forgive everyone and everything. Good. Have a sip of water. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I had unforgiveness towards you. Thank God for these life lessons. So I feel like the room is spinning. Someone's not feeling very well. Take time out. I'm going to go in and settle that. Someone had I don't know if it's titanium plate that was put in their head. And that might be why they're on pain meds. Could be hooked. So we're working through a lot here. Clearing a lot of y'all where there's a pain body. A lot of angelic work. And I see peace coming in. There's a lot of clearing. Again, there's a lot of knowledge. A lot of knowledge. They are sharing so much information. The high ones, the ones on high, are coming in. Look at that. They're playing around, the ones on high. So you might be high and they're high. So they're meeting you, but they're high in a different way. They're mirroring what the word high is, but it's without dependence. It's high knowledge, high grace, high love. I don't know who's got a crock pot here, but someone's got to make some dish from a crock pot. It's going to help them. I think there's beef and I see a little dash of cinnamon, unless there could be a pork roll. There's something where someone's got something simmering in a crock pot. They throw a dash of cinnamon, some ginger, and they're saying that is a beautiful way of settling yourself. And you eat a little bit of it and it settles you. It's delicious. Great job. And it's important to take time out for yourself. A lot of you are neglecting yourselves, and you need to ask yourself, what do I need to do for myself today? We all are hardwired the same way, and we can all heal ourselves, and we can assist others in healing. Are you focusing on yourself, or are you focusing on other? You are the most important person in the room. There's a lot to digest here. Take time out. If you need to watch this again, you watch it again. If you have questions, ask in the comments section. I'll do my best to answer. This is the first of several videos where I will be addressing addiction. If you would like to watch the other ones and the subjects don't apply to you, you might find there's relevance, because the reason why people choose before incarnating to be addicted to something might be a reason for you, but you chose a different substance or a different activity. Seeing if there's anything more before I close. Well, the other side comes in and says, we all want happiness, don't we? So what do you need to do to find happiness? Maybe you need to write a list. Maybe you need to talk about it. What would bring you happiness? People who are addicted to substances believe that they can achieve those things while they are abusing and or are dependent on a substance. The substance addiction must be addressed first. Therefore, you can make a list of everything that will make you happy. First, you stop using and get help. Then, after you work and repair and you do that self-healing, then it's easier to take a look at that wish list and go, wow, look at that. All those things that I wrote down. Now that I'm clean and sober, I'm going to start addressing my wish list. By writing a wish list while you're using, this isn't to make you feel worse. Like, oh, look at all those things that I can't do because I'm an addict or I'm an alcoholic. It's not about that. It might be someone's impetus for change. It could be just the thing that they need. Look at the shitload of stuff that I haven't been able to achieve that I want for myself, my partner, my friends, my colleagues, my kids, whoever it is. But because I am where I am, I'm stuck for today. I can't get to that. Get to you first. You might have codependence. You might be putting other people before you. Again, the oxygen mask comes on you first, then another. That's codependence. If you aren't putting the oxygen mask on yourself, you have a codependency issue, and I highly recommend that you talk to a professional about that. You might need to go to Al-Anon. Al-Anon's a great place to address the enabling issue. You could work on codependence there and in therapy. I hope that this video, this one of a series, assists you. I recommend you're sharing this if you find that there's someone else that you think might want to have a listen. Please like if you have, and comment if this resonates or if you have any questions. I won't be doing readings in the comment section, but if you have any questions, if you need clarification or something regarding this, please comment below. Share the video if you are moved. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon that says all, and then you'll get all the notifications of when I'm putting out another video. So if you would like a session with me, private reading and or healing, you can go to my website and you can message me, and we could set up a Skype, phone, or Facebook video. They are equally effective to an in-person session. I'm in North Central New Jersey. And I really hope, again, that this assisted you. I was waiting until it was the right time, and Spirit said it's now time to address the addictions. Okay, you take care. Bye.